and welcome, presumably for the first time, to Don't Look Now, a horror actual play anthology series. My name is Sven Westkamp, and you have the privilege of joining us for the first episode, I suppose. A little look behind the screen here. We just finished recording the last episode of our very first story arc, The Haunting. I have the privilege of being joined by four wonderful people, one of whom is not visible on the camera right now, but she'll be joining us very, very soon. Gemma, Corryn, Shene, Elle, thank you so much for being here. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited because we've just wrapped up recording. I'm pretty excited because we're getting closer and closer to the release date, and this is the first episode that people are going to see. So, why are we recording this now? Allow me to explain. When we sat down for our first recording session for our very first story arc, The Haunting, I wasn't sure whether or not we were going to be releasing it to the public, because it was our first recording session. It's the first time we sat down in person together in a room and recorded some actual gameplay, and there's always some technical difficulties, right? It comes with the business. We're not a big studio. I don't have editors and producers and videographers. We are self-funded. We put all this together ourselves. So there were some issues, and unfortunately, our first episode was unrecoverable. The audio was no good. But the episodes after that were so good that I felt it would be doing you, the audience, an injustice if we did not release that to the public. So we've decided to come back now that we finished recording and give you a little bit of a prequel episode, a 0.5, if you will. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to be introducing ourselves as players, introducing our characters, giving a little bit of an idea of who they are and what they look like, and also giving you a little bit of information about the scenario and a recap about that first episode that you missed out on. And hopefully you enjoyed enough to watch the actual first episode, which is called Photographic Evidence, if I'm not mistaken. So again, thank you guys for joining us. How are we all? Good?
Very good.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Good?
Yeah.
Hyped?
Yeah.
Psyched?
Yep.
Caffeinated.
Yeah.
Captivated. Amazing. Gemma is with us as well. She's just taken a little break to do some relaxation and recovery from the episode that we just recorded, which got pretty intense.
Yep.
Why don't we start off by, well, let's first say what we're playing. We're going to be playing Call of Cthulhu. If you are not familiar with what Call of Cthulhu is, well, first of all, I congratulate you for finding your way to this particular channel. I don't know how you did it, but you're here, and we appreciate you. We love you. But we are, as I mentioned, playing Call of Cthulhu, which is a tabletop role-playing game published by Chaosium since 1975. I just see that on the back of the book right here.
Nice.
About 50 years from where we are in the game.
Yeah. Actually, the gap isn't that big, is it? Now that I think about it. And this is a horror role-playing game. So it's not like Pathfinder or Dungeons and Dragons, where everyone plays a hero out to save the world. In this game, the players embody what we call investigators, which is average, everyday people who, through one circumstance or another, become embroiled in cult activity or cosmic horror things that are pervading the world, and they have to do their best to try and investigate and maybe even stop what is going on. So that's what we're playing, and we are going to be playing the Haunting scenario. If you enjoy what you see and you want to play some Call of Cthulhu for yourself, I would highly recommend jumping on Chaosium's website, picking up a copy of the Quick Start Rulebook, which is available for free on their website. If you want to watch this and want to avoid spoilers, don't read the whole thing until you've watched the the entire haunting story arc. Otherwise, you're going to spoil it for yourself. But if you are what they call a keeper of arcane lore, which is like a GM for this system, and you're thinking about running it, maybe watching this will give you a couple of ideas. So it's up to you. But it is an absolutely fantastic starter scenario. For me, running this, it is leagues apart from anything else that I've run in the past. It feels like it just went smoothly and easy and no stress. And it told an emergent story that sort of populated itself as it went along. But you can't play this game on your own. Or well, you can actually, but you can't play this scenario on your own. You need some players. You need friends. Or random strangers that you find on the street.
On the internet. That's how he found us.
Well, yeah, that's how you found us.
That's how we found this particular group of wonderful people. You just need people who are alive, essentially. If they've got a pulse, they can play Call of Cthulhu. And luckily, I have 4 people who presumably have a pulse. So let's go around the table, introduce ourselves. Elle, would you like to kick us off?
Yes, my name is Elle. My pronouns are they, them. Whether I have a pulse or not, you'll never know. I, in this campaign that we just finished recording, played and will play for you, Hayley Hornsbury, who goes by her pen name H.A. Hornet a lot of the time, presenting herself as perhaps a less obviously female author to hopefully have more people pick up her books. She writes about spiritualism and the supernatural and the occult and things involving the reading of fortunes and the channeling of spirits. Her mother died of an illness recently, and that's meant that she's doubled down on those interests in a way to reconnect with her mother. She is, in terms of physically, kind of quite short and stocky looking even more stocky than she would otherwise due to her multiple layers of clothing. She is just wearing like layers and layers of coats and a scarf and just the heavy looking pants. She is just like covered in cloth. She's a little bit grungy looking. Just kind of making her way through the world. Doesn't have a lot going on really. Has joined this group of paranormal enthusiasts, and now, of course, they will be presented with a task. That's Hayley. She's pretty ended up being, I won't spoil anything, but ended up being a bit resilient in her efforts and quite stubborn as well. Stubborn and resilience being two sides of the same coin. That's me.
Stubbornness and resilience. And that does bring us to a good point. Call of Cthulhu, generally speaking, the base game, is set in the 1920s. Of course, it's in the title. It is based on the works of H.P. Lovecraft, and generally speaking, most of his stories are set in the 1920s. There are some expansions on those rules, but this story does take place in Boston, Massachusetts. So it makes sense. It's kind of cold there from time to time. But during the 1920s, there was a bit of a spiritualist boom, I suppose. The world was recovering from the effects of the First World War, or the Great War, which is what they called it back then. And people had time to engage in hobbies, and a lot of people turned towards spiritualism, New Age spiritualism, or at least what was New Aged for them at the time. Seances, mediums, contacting the dead, all that kind of stuff was all the rage. And the investigators in this scenario were, let's say, paranormal investigators. That wasn't their day job. It was what they did in their spare time. And of course, being an author, you were trying to capitalize on that spiritualist boom, or at least you were in a period of your life where your work was being more appreciated.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the lens that she views everything feels
Yes.
through as well. That's always her explanation, even when it probably isn't.
Yes. So the whole cultural zeitgeist was encapsulated by this idea that there was life beyond death, and you could contact people, you could contact your loved ones and speak to them beyond the veil. Of course, when it comes to cosmic horror, however, things are not always as they seem. For those people who are familiar with Lovecraft's work, you might have a little bit of an idea about the Cthulhu mythos. This game is centered all around that kind of stuff. Speaking of the Cthulhu mythos, Shene, would you like to introduce yourself next?
Of course. My name's Shene. I go by any pronouns. I am an assistant manager. I have just recently picked up studying uni, which is fun. I'm a really creative person. But in the game, I play Sylvia Booker. She is born and raised in Boston. She is a she, so she, her. Graduate student at the moment, aged 24. Very much a dad's girl. So my father was a researcher. I like to think of myself as someone who likes to do research, but that's how I like to think of myself. And unfortunately, I am the type to jump in rather than think about a situation. In terms of look, I'm very small, childlike. I look very plain, have quite a flat nose and like a kind of dough look to my face. I tend to wear clean clothes, but inexpensive clothes, because I want to look smart, like my dad. I think that science and logic can explain anything. My father went missing during, I don't even know what that says. An expedition in South America? I'm pretty sure it's expedition.
During an expedition to South America, yes.
Also dyslexic. Woo. But yeah, that's me. I carry around my father's pen and a handy dandy little notebook where I write absolutely everything I see, because when he comes back one day, I'm going to show him what I was doing and all the research that I've done while he was gone, if he comes back. Along the way, you will also come to find that I'm close to my father's mother, who is my Gemma.
Yes, and that brings us to a good point as well. Big part of this game is research. I know a lot of, power fantasy games out there, like your Pathfinders and stuff like that. Research isn't that big a part of it. These are war games. You find out who the bad guy is, and you go after them relentlessly, and you destroy them. But a big part of this is research. So generally speaking, when you are thrust into a scenario like this and you don't necessarily know what it is that you're going to be coming up against, you start the experience off by going to libraries. Call of Cthulhu has this amazing list of skills that you can use throughout your research process. You have library use, so it lends itself very well towards like emergent storytelling. So a lot of what you're going to see throughout this is going to be, researching and discovering and finding out what's happening before we end up with what I hope is going to be a very, very interesting climax when you finally encounter the mythos in its entirety. Corryn, would you like to go next?
Yes, I would love to go next. My name's Corryn. I am 41 years young. I know I don't look it. I'm a early childhood teacher at the moment, studying to becoming a primary school teacher. It was kind of funny how you said you found us off the streets, because that is actually how I got introduced into Dungeons and Dragons in the first place. Is I walked into a bottle shop where my now husband, then just some random guy, was working. I was wearing a shirt that says, "I can't keep calm, I'm the healer." He needed a healer for his D&D game. He said, "You want to come play D&D?" And I'm like, "Sure, strange man."
Smooth.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cute.
Sure, very sure, strange man. And gave him my number, and the rest is kind of history.
You want to see my D20s?
They're natural.
It's more like a D100.
Yeah.
So I've always loved Cthulhu and H.P. Lovecraft and everything about it. So being able to play is just fantastic to me because I don't get much time to play anything. As you can see, I love D&D. I love Cthulhu. Love Cthulhu. The little stuffed Cthulhu up there, that's mine. Yeah, I know, he's cute. I play Claire Doyle. She is a university professor. She has wire-rimmed glasses, and her hair is kind of up in a bun, but it's messy. Like, it's a real messy bun. She's got her hair out. She has got a little bit of dark rims on her eyes because she's always very tired, because back in the 1920s, there weren't a lot of female professors. So she's out to prove herself. So her clothing is... she still wears, like, a blouse and a skirt, but she tries to be very professional, but it is still like her shirt's not really ironed or anything like that, so she's got sensible shoes. She does have a husband and a daughter, and she grew up she was born and grew up in Salem, Massachusetts area, so she's been around the spiritual occult and all that, so believes in all that and believes in an unseen world, and that, you know, there are things that we can't explain, even as a university professor. So yeah, that's my character. Oh, my pronouns are she, her, and so are Claire's.
Wonderful. Gemma, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, sorry. I have a brain condition where I get pressure, so lying down on the floor helps lower my brain pressure.
We need to get a floor cam.
Yeah, we do. I'll just be like... I've got a
That'd
very...
be so cute, like a cat cam, but it's just Gem on the floor.
Maybe that might be a good accessibility option for me. Probably.
And Gemma joined us after our initial recording session. We have Mark, who was not available to join us today because
I'm
he's
going
too
to be
busy having a life.
cosplaying as Mark.
Nice.
So basically, I join in a few times later in the campaign. But one of the main players has been Mark. Mark's a wonderful person and musician. That has taken him to places afar, which has meant that he has had to dip in and out of that. And we're very happy and excited for him, and we like to make it flexible because we want all these wonderful people to be able to be here. So Mark was playing Max Morris, who is a private investigator, 36 years old, pronouns he, him. He was from foggy London town. There you go. He was a scruffy, rugged, handsome male who wore, I think, a trench coat.
Yes.
I just assumed.
He was someone that you look at and be like, he knows his stuff as a private investigator. And he was a bit grizzled and a real skeptic from what I've seen.
I'm sorry, gristled or grizzled? Because they're very different things.
Grizzled.
Grizzled?
Grizzled.
Yep.
Both.
Do you know what?
Chewy.
There's a bad taste in the
Probably
mouth.
both.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so
Bad taste in
as
the
he was sort of a counterpart to Hayley's, and I say was as in like throughout the campaign, I'm not hinting to anything, was a counterpart to Hayley's belief, was Max's
Yeah, but
skepticism.
somehow they got along or
yeah,
get
and
along.
gelled in the end, which is great. So
Opposite attract. Maybe
yeah.
that's a love story. Still.
there could be, like, we don't know. That could happen during it.
Yeah, he regularly gets called how old is
I
Hayley?
mean, they're pretty close to age.
The default starter character sheet that were handed to me, Hayley is 38.
Yeah.
Well,
They're pretty close in
Max is
age.
36.
Oh, look
Yeah.
out.
Yes, I should mention, of course, quick start rules. This scenario comes with 4 pre-generated characters. Just because we're all very new to Call of Cthulhu. This is my first time actually running Call of Cthulhu, believe it or not. I found it would be easier for our first story arc if we just use the pre-generated character sheets. In the future, we will be making our own characters with their own individual accents, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no.
Voice
Totally.
acting is not my strong suit, but I make up for it in other role play.
You do.
areas.
You're a very good role player. But yeah, I'm not going to do an accent. I can't do accents.
No.
But yeah, anyway, so I am Gemma. I'm 39 years old in real life. My pronouns are they, them. And I do a bit of everything. And yeah, I'm just happy to be here. I like role playing, and I'm going to not do much this session.
Throughout this.
Pardon?
Throughout this.
Throughout the whole thing.
This episode.
Yeah. So I was just wanting to introduce Mark and Mark's character, Matt.
But you do play a couple of characters.
I do pop up a couple of times, yeah.
So get spoilers. Come on. Tell us. Who do you
I
play?
don't want to go into too much, but I do play one character who's a pharmacist. Her name is Adele Nazim. If anyone is a theatre fan, they might remember when John Travolta called Idina Menzel Adele Nazim when he was handing her an award. That gave me the inspiration there. And then I play another character called Jacob O'Lordy, who is a janitor / custodian.
Oh, lordy.
Oh Lordy! But yeah, no, that's my American accent.
See?
Oh,
See?
love to
This
you,
is
Gemma.
why-
Oh.
This is why we don't do accents in this
That's
house.
right.
No.
They made me yell at an imaginary spider because they wanted a Scottish one.
Oh my God!
Oh, yes,
no.
that is in there. Yes, that's fantastic.
yeah,
I'm so
I'm
glad
gonna-
you reminded
I'm
me.
gonna-
of that.
I spoke to my dad about it the other day, actually.
I'm gonna dip out again, but yeah. Say hello, everybody, to Mark. Maybe we could put up a video of him.
Hello, Mark.
Superimpose his face over yours.
We could do milkshake.
No,
things on
please
the
don't. That would be
Yes, no, that's a Patreon exclusive.
All you
Yeah,
need to know is, Mac's key character traits: smoking,
Constantly.
being called a cop even though he isn't one, being skeptical of everything,
And smoking.
also being incredibly
And smoking.
stubborn as well, I guess.
And
Smoking when he's
Smoking.
not conscious.
Yes.
Somehow.
No matter the state of his health, he is
Yeah.
always smoking.
Smoking's good for your health in the 20s.
So a little bit of
Puffing up a
background about this scenario. In this is set in Boston in the 1920s. Like I mentioned, Boston in the 1920s. There was a spiritualist boom. These 4 or 5 or 6 people consider themselves amateur paranormal investigators who are contracted by one Stephen Knott, a investor and property, I don't want to say magnate, that might be a bit too far, but property owner in the city of Boston, who hires the investigators to investigate the rumors surrounding a property that he's had trouble either renting or selling on account of the rumors of hauntings that surround the house. So that's where this scenario sort of begins. They meet Mr. Stephen Knott at a cafe roadside in Boston, where he tells them that the previous occupants they had some kind of incident, and I think they were sent to a sanitarium, and their children were taken away from them. And basically, that's kind of where this story kicks off. After which we had the party, of course, doing what all parties should and split up.
Splitting up.
We had 2 of the investigators, that was Claire and Sylvia, went to the Boston Globe in order to find whatever they can out about the house there. Do you guys want to add anything to that situation?
Sorry, Nugget.
Yeah, we met a couple of people. So Artie, Gail, and Nugget were the 3 people that we met. Artie is a big bully who is known for not letting people in and not letting people do what they need to do a little bit of research. We're just trying to do a little bit of research. Gail was the lady at the front desk. She went and got Artie for us, but while she was gone, we may have tried to sneak down to what did they call it? The archive?
The morgue.
The
Morgue, yeah, the basement, where they keep all of their articles. We met Nugget. He was just an unpaid intern who we may have made him lose his job. Wasn't our fault, I swear. I tried to get downstairs and was not very quiet. And yep, we got found out, so we had to escape down there through a back door. We found a couple of articles, though. That was pretty good. We found articles, and then we went and we left there and got the hell out of there before we were caught and
the
went
hell out
to
of
the
Dodge.
haunted house.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so things worked out pretty well in the end.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I was stressed.
Yeah.
I think what I love about this game is it's so easy when people kind of go off the beaten path, off the script, to kind of improvise and find out what happened. It uses a D100 system, so I don't have to come up with DCs. I can just be like, make a roll. Call of Cthulhu, rules are great. And then we had Elle's character, Haley, and Mark's character, Max. They went to the property, 20
we went straight
Sheep
to
Street.
Haley is very excited about the prospect of a house that has said to be haunted. What's more exciting than a haunted house when you're into ghosts and spirits? So she was very excited to check out this house and convinced Max to go with her, straight there. Max was kind of had his own theory that it was probably just some hoodlums or vagrants who had taken up residence in the abandoned building, and he was going to wave his gun around and get them all to leave. So we were both like, we've got an instant solution to this. We're going to go to that, or at least
shoot the vagrants.
Yeah, shoot the vagrants, or at least yell at them. So we went, sought out this house straight away. We didn't do any prior investigating, and it was immediatly
A bad idea.
Yes.
It's a shame that we missed the audio for this first episode, because when we first see the house, it is very ominous and it shrinks into the shadows of the buildings around it. People walking by don't really seem to notice it, and there's this overgrown front yard. It's quite a long house, and I think Max hopped the fence and I opened the fence, and we went in, and I got caught on some brambles. Whether those brambles had ill intent or whether I'm just bad at navigating an overgrown garden, we'll never know.
Or whether DM couldn't think of a better consequence for a failed push roll.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So I ended up scrapping my arm on some branches. We went up. We were given the key by the man who gave us the task. So we opened the door. Max opened the door, yelled inside, "If you're in here, you better get out," kind of vibes. No one replied. Haley, in her wisdom, was like, whenever there's something going on with a house, it's either the attic or the basement. So we went upstairs. We skipped all of the ground floor, and we did not investigate any of the doors.
I think what actually happened was, as you went into the house, you actually heard footsteps above you.
Yes, that was the main determining factor. Yes, I forgot about that. We did hear footsteps upstairs, and we're like, we found the vagrants. Went up the stairs. The first door on the left, we found a bathroom. The water still works barely, so I used that as an opportunity to Haley cleaned up her arm and kind of wrapped some cloth around it. And in the meantime, Max, there were blackout curtains in the corridor, and so we opened some curtains to let some light in. And Max went to the next room, and the next room was a bedroom of sorts. And in that bedroom, while he was looking around, this large, I think, queen-sized bed, queen, king, double.
To be whatever you want it to be.
We're going to say it was an emperor-sized bed. The emperor-sized bed flew across the wall, almost launched Max out the window, but he, I think, burned a lot of luck to not be launched out the window. He was still injured. He went a little bit crazy. He was searching for a pulley system. He couldn't figure out, because Max is a super skeptic. He's like, there's got to be a reason. There was no one hidden in the room. There was no pulley system. There was no mechanism for moving the bed. So he kind of got a bit twitchy, fired his gun, discharged his firearm in a bout of temporary insanity, and I helped him calm down. Haley was a little bit spooked. So did we leave at this point, or did we? No, we also investigated the last room with you guys. There was a third room upstairs. Yeah. And the third room we found was a children's bedroom. It had some mostly 99% innocent drawings on the walls.
Yes.
And then one drawing that was not so innocent of a
shadow man in a coffin.
A shadow man, a silhouette in a coffin. that was quite ominous.
Yes.
And then we went downstairs, and Haley and Max were scared. I can't remember the exact order of things. And Haley kind of wanted to help Max calm down. And we'd heard, or not even heard, we just reasoned the people across the street would know more about this house than we would. So we decided to go talk to the residents across the street while these guys investigated the basement. And that, I think, is where the recording picks up.
That pretty much sums it up.
Yeah.
I would clarify, when the bed flew across the room and almost knocked Max out of the window, Max made a sanity roll. One of the reasons why I love this game so much is, even though someone might not get physically hurt, this game tracks your mental well-being in the form of sanity. Everyone has a maximum sanity, current sanity, and even if you don't reach a threshold, which is either 5 points of sanity loss in one go for a temporary bout of madness, or 1/5 of your current sanity for the entire day for a permanent bout of madness or indefinite madness. If you fail a sanity roll, something happens. There is a knee-jerk reaction to the thing that just occurred, and he failed his sanity roll, and his reaction was, because he already had his gun drawn, he told me that he had his gun drawn, was like he fired the gun and it went through the wall, because fortunately Elle said that she was not in the room at the time.
Yes, I was not in the room, so not in the line of fire, barely.
So, I think that pretty much sums up everything that happened in episode 1. Episode 2, photographic evidence, pretty much picks it up right there, unless I'm forgetting anything.
I don't believe so,
I
no.
don't think so.
I don't know if we mentioned that after going to the newspaper, you guys took the taxi to the house. That's how you got to the house.
Yeah, I was about to say, when we were, sorry, Haley and Max were upstairs in the room. We're upstairs when the bed went after Max, and Sylvia and Claire went down to the basement. Claire missed a step disappeared.
I think this is where we're recording.
Is this where we're going to number 2?
Yeah,
okay.
that's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so I tried to time things where you guys would arrive exactly as Max was knocked out the window. Unfortunately, we are using the optional rule system, which is where you have a luck score. Generally, you can roll against luck for things. If you're like, oh, did I remember to bring my flashlight to this investigation? I can get you to roll a luck roll, and maybe you did, maybe you didn't. But with the optional rules, you can actually spend your luck. So if you fail a roll, you can spend, say you fail it by 10, you can spend 10 luck points, and you can succeed on the roll instead. Yay, everyone wins. But the counterbalance to that is every time you do so, you lose luck. Your luck goes down. And eventually, you're going to run out of luck. Does that happen in this particular story arc? I don't know.
It's gonna figure that out.
You're going to figure that out by watching every single episode. And I think that pretty much rounds us out for this. As to a little bit about, what to expect in the future. Obviously, this is an anthology series. I would like to think that we are together creating our own version of the Call of Cthulhu world, so to speak. These story arcs, they may take place in the same world or universe or whatever, or they might be loosely connected, or they might be, very directly connected to one another. Our plan from here is to either run Blackwater Creek, which is a fantastic scenario, or it is to run Servants of the Lake, which is something that Gemma has been working on. So we will let you guys know on the Discord as well as our social media accounts what we decide to do ahead of time. As I mentioned, we are a small, independent content creators. We're not here backed by studios or anything like that. We're doing it because we have a passion for doing it. I know that the actual play thing is very, very, very populated, and there are some amazing actual play series out there for you to watch. I like to think that because we don't have a huge studio, because we don't have a budget or anything like that, we can showcase what this game is like when you sit down and you play with your friends, and that is the most important part. I did mention the assets. I'll put that in the description for this video when I post it. So what was I saying? I lost my train of thought.
You were small content creators.
Yes. So we might not have the best quality content out there in regards to we don't have HD cameras and all that kind of stuff. We're making do with what we have, but we would love to have your support. I don't need to go into all that nonsense again. But we do rely on your support. So if you could, share it with your gaming crew and be like, hey, found this channel. It's really good, or it's terrible. Check it out. I don't know. It's up to you. But either way, we appreciate your support. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yep.
And that's a wrap.
See you for
That's
the
a wrap.
first
Delicious.
See you for the first episode, Photographic Evidence. This episode will be releasing on the 26th of June, I believe. And the next episode will be releasing on the 3rd of July.
Ooh.
So, yep, we'll see you next week. In the meantime, make sure you read up on your Cthulhu mythos. Check out Chaosium. Oh, and if you need some dice, check out our affiliate partners, Fruit Bowl Dice. I forgot to mention that previously. We have an affiliate partner, Fruit Bowl Dice. They sell amazing, awesome dice. I got my ones here. I think I rolled no less than 6 extreme successes. Oh, shit. Dice fell out. I'll
have a green set, please. I'll have a green set.
You have a green set?
Yeah.
I might be working on a giveaway with them as well.
Look at
We'll see if we can hash out the details with them. But in the meantime, check them out, fruitbowldice.com. Buy yourself some dice. Use the affiliate code Don't Look Now on the second page of checkout. Score yourself a free gift. And also help support them and us. May all of your 20s be dirty, and we'll see you all again next week. See ya.
Okay, well, thank you. We'll come to you say 5 or 6 a.m.
PM. Whatever you say in this country is when he will
For
be
the
back.
afternoon?
Yes. No, where
Supper
I'm
time.
from, we say AM for the afternoon and PM for the morning. For my vague accent, can you tell I'm not from America?
Yes, that's well, no,
I am vaguely European, I think.
Well, then that means you're from the same side of the pond as me. And last I checked, we use.
I cannot tell from your accent. You're going to have to do a vaguely European accent like my one. It's going to try and shank you.
No, it's not allowed.
Oh, it
I
can't?
don't consent.
I don't give a consent.
Okay, never mind.
I don't consent.
It apologizes and just goes back to
It
sleep.
apologizes. It goes sleep.
So essentially, this is the same as any combat role. Okay, so you're pretty sane.
Yeah.
Man, you got
I'm
it
very
together.
sane. Yeah, well, as
For a
I said,
janitor.
I'm a very... Excuse me. It's for a janitor.
I think janitors are always on the brink of madness, aren't they?
No, this guy is cool, calm, collected.
Always
very,
teetering.
very educated, always learning.
Look, not all janitors are Willie from The Simpsons, okay?
No.